casually dating, casual sex, sleeping with men that I was just merely in a relationship with, that was normal for me. It got to a certain point in my life where I ended up having a child, and I was in a situation where I realized that the man that I was with was not only unfit to be a father, but he was unfit mentally and emotionally to be able to provide everything that we needed, myself and my daughter, to live a good life. Peace and prosperity, and welcome back to Earth's Feminine. If you are new here, welcome. This is the channel where you can come and learn all about primal feminine energy, the feminine energy that existed before colonization and before all of the conditioning around what we believe it means to be a woman. My name is Asaya, and I am the owner and creatrix of the Creatrix Academy. The Creatrix Academy is an online platform where you can come and enroll into courses, programs, and access a community of women that through the Creatrix Academy are able to unlock what I have coined as their mystical art of feminine energy. If you would like to learn more about the Creatrix Academy, you can go to the links down below in the description and see which courses, which programs are most aligned to you and where you are at currently in your journey. In today's video, we are going to be talking about what you must do after years of casually dating and sleeping around with multiple men. It's a sensitive subject, mainly because there's a lot of emotions around this subject of what a woman gets to do with her body and what woman should or should not do with her body. With the recent My Body, My Choice movement and all of these things happening out in the world around women's rights, society has made and disconnected sex with the actual nature of womanhood, the actual nature of feminine energy. Society has disconnected sexuality with something that is uniquely feminine. Pleasure, intimacy, and all of these things have been made to seem like it is something that we should be giving to men and that it is for men to receive pleasure. And so we get into all of these ways that we feel like we should be behaving in relationships, when really all we should be doing is knowing and understanding how to preserve our soul, how to preserve our sacredness, how to preserve who we are as women. Recently, there's been a lot of women realizing the lies that they have been told about relationships, about how they should carry themselves in relationships with men, and how a lot of the Western perspectives around relationships actually go against the sacred nature of the way women should be treated and respected in relationship with men. The Western culture and the Western society definitely, in many ways, promote women being disconnected from their awareness of self and their awareness of how so many of what we feel like is a shared value or equal give and take is really something that is solely being taken from us. And this is definitely true in the realms of sexuality. Okay, sexuality has become something in the Western world that has become so disconnected and severed from the realms of womanhood. Not only from the realms of womanhood and what it means to be a woman and being the epitome of pleasure and receiving, but it's also been a way to separate women from motherhood and our sovereignty and motherhood and how we rule over the healthy rearing and the healthy raising of children. Sexuality has been disconnected from us in many ways, and in the Western world, it has become a tool for us to give away our power. With that, it has created so much imbalance, not only within our own lives, but also within the collective energy of masculinity. Because when men can go out into the world and they can receive sex and sexual energy and intimacy so easily from women, there is no real reason, there is no real motivation, there is no real drive for men to really and truly become men. Because what was once the thing that validated a man's manhood, which is a woman giving the man the sacred opportunity to live out his legacy and create descendants, so that if he wanted to, he could reincarnate, his line and his legacy can live on. That is a sacred gift that every woman gives to a man when she lays down and decides to be intimate with him. And in the Western world, that is no longer valued. Actually, it's starting to become something that women see as, oh, I need sex too. I need intimacy too. This is something that I want too. And this is coming from the mouths of women who have not yet understood what it truly means to be in a state of feminine pleasure and owning your sexuality. Pleasure, sexuality, and all of these things within this realm comes from you. I talked about this before in my How to Unlock Money Through Feminine Energy video, about how in the chakra system, there are certain chakras that represent feminine energy and masculine energy. And the sacral chakra, which is the second chakra over our wombs, is the energy of creation, is the energy of life. And this energy rules over womanhood. It rules over feminine energy. It is not a masculine chakra. This is the chakra that generates the life-giving force and the life here on this planet. It's all coming from this sacral energy. And we as women hold the key to this sacral energy because we have wombs that are a reflection of this spiritual nature that we have to be able to tap into this creative energy and continue the life-giving force of creation on this planet. Women hold great power here on this earth, because this earth, I've said it before and I'll say it again, is a sacral planet. This is a planet where we come to experience pleasure, to experience the good things in life. And the fact that there has been a matrix and a society created that specifically is geared towards conditioning our minds to give that power away, to give our bodies away, to not see ourselves as something as so divine and so sacred, and that it is worthy of so many riches, so much wealth. It is the thing that creates poverty within societies. It is the thing that has created poverty within specific communities, especially the Black community. And I can say that because I am a part of the Afro-Indigenous community. It is something that continues to perpetuate lack, struggle, and so much strife within our world, just in something as simple as honoring our sacred, creative, life-giving energy. And when women fall into the trap of believing that our womb and our sexual energy is equal to a man's sexual energy, and we go out into the world looking for sexual pleasure from men, this is completely backwards. And this is where we can fall into these toxic mindsets, conditioned states of thinking where we believe we are supposed to be the ones pleasing men. And it is just unnatural for us to do that. Recently, I came across a video with the creators Alexis and Mina Irfan, aka the Universe Guru, and they did a video together collabing talking about why women should wait to have sex until marriage. And it was a really good video. They went in depth into a lot of things. The number one thing that came up for me in that video that I felt like wasn't talked about as much as it could have been was, what do you do when you find yourself to have been with maybe many men, maybe not that many men, but let's just say you've had a dating life, like you've dated in the past, you made mistakes before. I know for me personally, I did not grow up knowing the power and importance of my womb. I did not grow up having an awareness of why it's important for me to wait until marriage, why I should require and have certain standards for the man that I allow into my body. When I was growing up, the only thing that I was told from my parents was, make sure that he loves you. That's such a vague way of explaining to a young woman the way she should be carrying herself. I did not know how to carry myself as a woman. I only knew what I saw. What the norm was for society was the only thing that I knew. Casually dating, casual sex, sleeping with men that I was just merely in a relationship with and nothing more, that was normal for me. It got to a certain point in my life where I ended up having a child, and I was in a situation, in a predicament where I realized that the man that I was with was not only unfit to be a father, but he was unfit mentally and emotionally to be able to provide everything that I needed, that we needed, myself and my daughter, to live a good life. I basically learned from that situation how important it is to value yourself as a woman, because when you choose the wrong man, when you allow the wrong man to enter into you, you absolutely will take on the energy of that man. You will take on the wounds of that man. You will take on the pains of that man. You are basically healing him through your sexual energy. And not only are you healing him, but you're transmuting that energy into creating new life. What do you do when you've already made the mistakes? When you didn't grow up being taught what to do and how to carry yourself, that marriage was something that was important for you to have in a relationship, and not just marriage, but energetically, emotionally, spiritually, certain mindsets, certain belief systems, core things, right? What if you were never shown these things? What if you were never taught these things? And I have heard this before time and time again, where women talk about when women get with multiple men, we absorb their DNA, we absorb all of these different things, right? And how that can be really toxic for us. However, I also hold the belief that women are the original beings of this planet. We are the original source of existence. We are where all life sprouted from, including men. Okay, when we look at the chromosomes, we see XX for women and XY for men. So if we are not the complete and original source of existence, why are our chromosomes XX? Why is it not XG or XE? Why isn't it a completely different letter? Why is it the same letter multiplied times 2? Because we are that source. When women say that we absorb this masculine DNA and all of these things, well, we created the DNA to begin with. So if we created those things, we also have the power to destroy those things, transmute those things, and make it into something that can serve us, or either rid it from our system entirely. So the mindset that it's just like ruins your life, changes you forever is something that I have to disagree with, because I don't believe women to be these feeble beings that are at the whims of men and what men project into us. I do believe that women are extremely powerful, and we do have the power to transmute this energy and make this DNA work in our favor. This is what I want to share, what I believe is the way forward. When you have been with a lot of men in your past, you do feel like a lot of these men have pulled or sapped some kind of life from you, some kind of innocence, some kind of something, right? I know in my journey, I got to a point where I realized, out of all of the men that I had been in relationships with, that I had slept with, that none of those men poured into me in the way that I needed them to pour into me. That energy never came back to me, right? And so I got to a point in my life where I was realizing, especially after I had my daughter, and I was down and out, I didn't know what to do, and I felt completely depleted in so many different areas. I was realizing, like, I had not been poured into. I had not been replenished. And that is why I felt so empty. That is why I felt like I had nothing. That was why I pretty much found myself in a state of poverty in so many different ways. And I had to pull myself out of that. I had to recalibrate myself to the energetics of more, of worthiness, of sufficiency, of being worthy, of being given all the things that every single woman on this planet that does the inner work, that honors herself, loves herself, deserves. What do you do? What do you do when you find yourself in that situation where your environment didn't raise you, right, to love yourself enough to know your worth? So you find yourself in a situation where you have given your body away to many men, and now you're realizing your value, your worth, and you want to cleanse yourself, you want to purify yourself and transmute that energy within you, transmute whatever these men have landed within you into becoming a part of your strength, becoming a part of your new and improved, transformed self. So the first thing that you want to make sure that you do is you want to cleanse yourself physically. You want to purify your energy. You want to purify your body, and you want to purify your energy. So this is something that I teach women how to do thoroughly inside of my course called Redemption. Redemption is a 5-week course teaching women how to activate the miracle codes of regenerating their cells. This course is loaded with all of the tools, all of the mindset shifts, and the core principles and philosophies that I had to adapt to not only be able to learn the art of remaining healthy and in a balanced state of being as a woman, maintaining my beauty and all of these things, but it's also the things that help me heal chronic issues within every area of my body. Redemption is a great course for the woman that is really wanting to know how to reclaim her body and become one with her body once again. This is you remembering the way the body operates, how to reclaim your sovereignty within your body as a feminine woman. So that's one way that you can really purify your energy within your body. Go through a cleanse, take your body through its healing process that you need to heal through. Okay, reclaim your cells, because nothing in this life is permanent. Everything is malleable, everything can be changed, and anything can be recreated. So that is the mindset that you must have moving forward. So that's the first step, is you want to purify your body. The second step is you want to do a purification ritual. Yes, you must do a purification ritual. And lucky for you, I have decided to do a purification ritual coming up pretty soon. This is my first live video that I'm going to be doing on this channel, and it is going to be in honor and celebration of the divine feminine energy of this planet. On that live video, I'm going to be going through a purification ritual. This purification ritual is going to allow you to release and cut cords from all of your past relationships, all of your past lovers, all of the past people that you have intermingled your DNA and your body with, that you would now like to release and let go of, and now sanctify yourself to only be available energetically in certain ways for the man that shows up as your divine and sacred partner, your divine and sacred husband. We are doing this purification ritual to get you ready for the receivership of your divine union and purify all of the things of the past. So this is something that you can tune into live. If you're unable to come live, the live video will be linked down below in this video, and you'll be able to watch it in the future so that you can get all of the juiciness of this purification ritual. But essentially what you want to focus on is you want to focus on purifying yourself, purifying your cells physically, and purifying yourself energetically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And that is what the ritual is going to be for. It is possible for you, if you are like me and you came up in a environment that did not value women, if you came up in the Western world in general and you fell into the trap of giving your body away and being careless with your body and who gets to access your body, do not feel guilty. Do not feel ashamed. Do not let these emotions hold you back from becoming the woman you were destined to be. This is not something that takes away from your worth and your value. This is something that makes you even more wise. It makes you even more aware, and you become the wise woman. Now, from going through what you went through, you become the woman that can see, that understands certain things that other women who haven't been through those things, they cannot understand. So while it is encouraged to definitely wait until marriage, preserve your divine, intimate, and sexual energy for your sacred partner, I do not believe that it somehow means that you are damaged goods if you have found yourself exploring and making mistakes. It is absolutely okay to not be perfect. So I love you, and this is what I have found has been a game changer for me in embodying the traits that I feel like have absolutely helped me in transmuting the energy of the men that I have been intimate with. You guys, let me know what you think about this video. Do you believe that women, if we sleep with multiple men throughout our life, that we become damaged goods? Are we somehow cursed and less than the woman that has preserved herself for her whole life? Do you believe that there is power in both energetics of preserving yourself until marriage and of going through the lessons of not preserving yourself and coming out on the other end wiser, stronger, and more aware of how precious and how powerful you are as a woman? What are your thoughts? Make sure you comment them down below in the comment box. I appreciate you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and become a part of the Earth's feminine community. And I will see you all in my next video.